As defined by the United States Department of Agriculture, the food matrix is defined as the nutrient and non-nutrient components of foods and their molecular relationships. The food matrix directly affects the body's processes of digestion and absorption dependent upon the source. For example, saturated fat and polyunsaturated fat each have different effects on the body. In specific regard to fat, the food matrix supports the fact that different fats are metabolized differently in the body and different fat sources are deemed as healthier. A fatty acid is said to be saturated when it contains the maximum possible number of hydrogen atoms bonded to each carbon in the molecule. Saturated fat is consumed in excess of the dietary guidelines for Americans of less than 10% of total energy intake, leading to the development of cardiovascular disease and negatively affecting plasma lipid profiles. Artificially produced trans fats are used primarily for their desirable taste and extended shelf life. Through the process of hydrogenation, hydrogen is added to vegetable oil to transform to a solid fat at room temperature and make it more resistant to chemical change. Trans fats raise low-density lipoprotein levels, further increasing the risk for cardiovascular disease. Other observed effects of trans fatty acid consumption includes dysregulation of processes such as lipid metabolism, inflammation, oxidative stress, and endoplasmic reticulum stress. Additionally, trans fat intake is positively associated with changes in weight and waist circumference. As seen in this image, trans fatty acid consumption leads to endoplasmic reticulum stress, as mentioned, and also increases reactive oxygen species and oxidative stress, which have been discussed further in the inflammation chapter, which are very harmful to the body. Unsaturated describes fatty acids with at least one double bond. When only one double bond is present in the fatty acid or acyl group, it is monounsaturated. Two or more double bonds present in a fatty acid or fatty acyl chain are polyunsaturated. Monounsaturated fats are considered to have neutral effects on the risk of cardiovascular disease. The essential polyunsaturated fats include omega-3 and omega-6, which are broken down into DHA and EPA and arachidonic acid. Omega-3s are anti-inflammatory, and both omega-3 and omega-6 decrease the risk for the development of cardiovascular disease. In conclusion, it is the quality of fat source that determines the impact on the body, as outlined by the food matrix. When consuming dietary fat, it is recommended to reduce the intake of saturated fatty acids and instead replace them with polyunsaturated fats due to the benefits as previously mentioned in this video.